Hello, good afternoon. Annyeonghaseyo and Assalamualaikum for our Muslim brothers and sisters. Uh, First, we would like to convey our gratitude to HRD Korea for arranging this program and their kind and warm hospitality for all of us during our stay here in Korea. I am Fikri, or you can call me Kiki, from the Ministry of Manpower in Indonesia. I'm in charge in legal drafting and cooperation development within the vocational training and productivity development. My head delegation, Indonesia head delegation, is Mr. Amir, the director for competency standard and training program development, and also accompany with Mr. Arnov, who is in charge for the training program development, and Mr. Aris, who is in charge in developing the infrastructure, the facility of vocational training centers. Let me introduce first our country, Indonesia. We are located in Southeast Asia, strategically between two continents, Asia and Australia, and also between two oceans, the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. With the population in 278 million people, we are the fourth largest population in the world after India, China, and the US. And area-wise, we are the largest country in Southeast Asia, with 70% of the territory is sea. We are now the 16th largest economy in the world, with the GDP per capita at 15,855 US dollars. And this is the labor condition in Indonesia. So the working age population is at 211 million people. From that number, 146 million are workforce. And the unemployment rate in Indonesia is 5.45%. And next, about our ministry, the Ministry of Manpower. Our ministry is responsible to organize the formulation and implementation of policies to improve the competency and competitiveness of the workforce and productivity through vocational training. And while in Indonesia we have more than 300 public vocational training centers, our ministry directly manages 21 vocational training centers. And in the near future, we are developing another new 11 centers with a target of 1 center in each province. And for our information, Indonesia has 38 provinces. Besides public VTCs, Indonesia is a very huge country, so we utilize the communities to conduct vocational training with community-based VTCs. Now we have 3,757 community-based vocational training center with a capacity up to 200,000 trainees. And that is the introduction of TVET in Indonesia. And now about the World Skills competition in Indonesia. For selecting the candidates for World Skills ASEAN, World Skills Asia, and World Skills competition, we have two pathways. The first pathway is educational pathway. From this pathway, we are conducting regional skills competition and national competition for vocational high school students. And the second pathway is vocational training and work experience pathway. From this pathway, we are conducting regional skills competition and national skills competition for graduates and workers. And our ministry, the Ministry of Manpower, is in charge for the second pathway. The champions from both pathways will be selected to compete in World Skills ASEAN, World Skills Asia, and World Skills competition. And this is the flow for the selection of candidates for the second pathway. So first, the local government collaborate with industries, high schools, and VTCs to select their candidates. And then they conduct the regional selection or skill competition. And then the champions from the regional selection will meet the champions from national vocational high schools competition, and might be added experienced worker from industries to participate in national selection or national skills competition. The champions of the national selection will be the candidates for competitors in WorldSkills ASEAN. And then the first, second, and third winner will enter training center. They will be trained for up to 1 year before the WorldSkills ASEAN. And then the competitor will enter the second training center with training. And then the competitors will enter the second phase training center with training concentrated mainly on the draft of MTP for the WorldSkills ASEAN. And the two highest achiever of the training will be selected to represent Indonesia in WorldSkills ASEAN. And the winner in WorldSkills ASEAN then will be represent Indonesia in WorldSkills Asia and WorldSkills competition. And medalists in WorldSkills competition could be recruited as experts in their respective skill areas. And this is the achievement of Indonesia in the WorldSkills ASEAN. We participated in all of the competition. And in the last WorldSkills ASEAN held last July in Singapore, we participated in 18 out of 22 skill areas and successfully obtained the most medals. So the overall champions with 14 gold medals, 8 silver medals, 3 bronze medals, and 2 medallion of excellence. And we will also participate in the next WorldSkills ASEAN in the Philippines, and will be the host in 2027. And then we will also participate in WorldSkills Asia in, we also participated in WorldSkills Asia in Abu Dhabi 2018. And this is our achievement there. And we will also participate in the WorldSkills Asia 2023 next month in Abu Dhabi. And now this is Indonesia's achievement in the WorldSkills competition. So we are member of the WorldSkills International since 2004. And since 2005, we have participated in the WorldSkills competition. And these are our achievement. So we got our first gold medal in 2013 on the graphic design technology. And we are also going to participate in next year's WorldSkills competition in Lyon, France. And this is the industries in Indonesia who support the vocational training center. So we have partnership with Austria, Singapore, Swiss, and Qatar. So next maybe Korea after this K-Star program is approved, we can also cooperate with Korea government. And lastly, what we want mainly to learn from Korea in the K-Star program is the first, how to develop a policy which can really give power to the government to push industries engagement. The sustainable engagement with all area or sectors in industries is the key point to help to promote the human resource development. And then how to develop policy to prioritize human resource development and distribute tasks among institutions. What we learn from this program is particularly under the Ministry of Employment and Labor of Korea. There are so many institutions which in charge in very specific matters regarding to the TVET. For example, we have the HRDK, and then they have the GIFT, Korea Tech, and WorldSkills Committee. And actually for Indonesia is going to be a good opportunity to revise our policies because next year will be the general election and we will have a new government. So we have a good chance to revise our policy to prioritize the human resource development. Maybe that's all from us from Indonesia. Thank you and kamsahamnida.